Beyond the genes, the pen slipped from Amara's fingers. It tumbled, slow and deliberate, bouncing against the linoleum floor of the little bookshop. She bent down to reach it, only to find another hand there already, steady, warm, and just a shade too gentle to belong to a stranger. He smiled. "You dropped this." Amara straightened, eyes catching his for a beat longer than necessary. A crooked grin, curly hair, and a calmness in his gaze. Not rushed, not eager, just present. He handed her the pen like it was a letter of intent. "Thanks," she said, tucking a braid behind her ear. "You here for the book or the author?" "Both, maybe." He extended his hand. "Kelechi, genetic counselor. I read your first book, Healing Words. You write with honesty. It drew me in." Amara blinked. Not many men quoted her book titles, and that was how it began. Not with fireworks or a dramatic chase in the rain, but with a dropped pen, good conversation, and the kind of quiet laughter that felt like an old song rediscovered. Over the next few weeks, laughter turned to late-night calls. Walks in Kelvin Grove Park shared suya over jazz playlists. They spoke of everything, books, dreams, and the ache of leaving Nigeria to find something more in the gray-toned West. Then came the evening that changed the rhythm of their story. They were seated across from each other in a warm-lit cafe, mugs of chai cooling in their hands. Kelechi reached into his coat pocket and unfolded a small piece of paper, written in simple ink. "I'm AS. What's your genotype?" Amara's smile faltered for just a second. Then she reached into her bag and drew out her own folded card, handed to her at a medical screening years ago. As silence stretched. The kind of silence that doesn't fill a room but presses on it. Kelechi spoke first, voice calm but edged with gravity. 2 AS genotypes. We have a 1 in 4 chance of having a child with sickle cell disease. With every pregnancy. Amara looked away. Her eyes caught the window where a couple passed, pushing a pram. She imagined a child in that pram, tiny limbs, bright eyes, and pain she couldn't predict. Hospital's crisis, tears that come without invitation. "My heart," she whispered, "is already in this. But my head says we should stop." Days passed. Then a week, messages unanswered. Kelechi gave her space, but every sunset felt heavier without her voice in it. Amara stood alone on a city bridge one evening, wind brushing her cheeks. Her thoughts swirled like leaves at her feet. Could she walk away from a love that had already begun to heal her past wounds? Then her phone lit up. "Kelechi calling," she answered. "I don't want to lose you to fear," he said. "And I don't want to gamble with a child's life either. So maybe we don't have to choose between love and responsibility. Maybe we find a way that honors both." They sat together in the quiet office of a fertility specialist a week later. The walls held framed degrees, but also photos of families who'd once sat in these same chairs, worried, hopeful, undecided. "There are options," the specialist said gently. PGD, pre-implantation genetic diagnosis, allows you to screen embryos before implantation during IVF. You can choose only those free of the sickle cell gene. Kelechi looked at Amara. Her hand tightened around his. The path would not be easy or cheap, but it was theirs to walk. Together. 9 months later, the sky blushed peach and gold as guests gathered under a canopy in the back garden. Balloons danced in the wind. A sign read, "Baby on the way." They had done it. Their journey, guided by love, science, and stubborn hope, had led them here. Not to perfection, but to peace. They had chosen each other, chosen knowledge, and most of all, chosen a future where their child would not have to battle the silent monster called sickle cell disease. In the soft glow of the nursery light, Amara leaned over the crib, brushing her fingers across the forehead of their sleeping daughter. "Your name is Zara," she whispered. "You are our miracle, not just because you exist, but because we fought for you. You are loved by science and soul." Behind her, Kelechi stood silent, holding a photo of them at the cafe, the day the question was asked. On the back of it, Amara had scribbled a note. "Love sees beyond the genes. And sometimes, so can we." Every year, hundreds of thousands of babies are born with sickle cell disease. A simple genotype test can change a life. Know yours.